Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Penda. If you are tuned in today, you are in for like a hybrid video. So this is going to be a full face of first impressions. So things that I bought in 2018 that I have not used yet, but then also it's going to be a New Year's Eve kind of glam. So whenever you're watching this, if you're looking for a bold and vibrant look, you can definitely look out for it in this tutorial. Make sure you go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to the family. It's the new year. Join me, join us. I have so much in store for you guys for this new year. So make sure you go ahead and click that subscribe button. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first item that I bought in 2018 but never tried is the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. I did feature this in a haul that I did and I just never got around to trying it. So I kind of like placed this little thing in here because this is what it came with. And I'm gonna go ahead and take that and I'll scrape some off in order to apply it. This is hard to do with tips. I feel like every beauty guru in 2018 was talking about this product. So now I'm just gonna rub it in. And I'm gonna rub going upwards. It has like a perfumey smell, which makes me very nervous. So just from applying it on, it smells a lot like perfume, like it's very, very heavily scented. And looking at my skin, it did kind of blur my pores a little bit. I can say that. I don't know if I put on too much or too little, but so yeah, I mean, it blurred my pores. My skin does feel soft. It feels a little bit tacky as well. So I'm just going to see how it applies to my foundation. But what I'm going to do first now is I'm going to actually do my eyes, because I feel like whenever I put on primers, I like to let them sit on my skin for a little bit just so that my skin can actually absorb everything that I have just placed on it. So I'm going to let it sit on my skin and I'm going to go ahead and get into my eyes. For my eyes, like I said, my brows are pretty much the same, but two items that I purchased, or one item that I purchased in 2018 that I have not used is this colored Raine Vivid Pigments palette. So I bought this not when it first dropped, because when it first dropped, it came out as singles, and I didn't really like I wasn't excited about it, but I also wasn't not excited about it. It was the kind of thing where it was like, it dropped, I saw it, I was like, oh, it's cute, but I didn't really think to buy it, especially, I don't know, I just didn't think to buy it. And then once I saw all of the pictures and I was looking at Colored Raine's page and I saw all of the photos that people were taking from using this palette, I was like, oh, like the pigment is like that. So I'm really gonna test it out and I'm just gonna show you guys what the palette looks like. It is a colorful palette and it has all mattes. So I'm really excited to try it. I'm going to be doing like a New Year's Eve kind of look today. So I want to play around with like the pinks and the purples and do like a golden eye. So this is what I'm going to be working out of. And before I even work with that, I am going to be using the Louise primer that I just purchased. And I'm going to use the shade 0.5, even though I feel like it's really light and it's not what I ordered. I have it, so I might as well use it. I do have some concealer left over on my hand from when I was doing my brows, so I feel like worst comes to worst, I'll mix it in with a little bit of my concealer just so that it's a lighter brown. So I'm going to prime my lids first, and then I'm going to go ahead and get started on the eye look. So I'm going in with that Louise base, and I'm just placing it on my eye by patting it in. And then I took a brush and I'm just trying to blend up the edges so that it's not a harsh white base on my lid, because if that goes too high up on my eyebrow or towards my eyebrow, it's going to look really, really bad and look like a halo eye. So I'm trying to blend it out as much as I can while still patting in the product. So I'm patting it and then blending. The first shade that I'm taking from the Color Raine palette is in the shade Party Drip. And what I'm doing is I'm just getting that pink shade all over my lid and making sure that I get a first base of a wash of color. And then I'm just going to keep building that shade up. So you always want to build up shades, especially if you are of a deeper complexion, because when you blend it out, a lot of that shade is going to be lost. So I literally just kept going in that palette, picking up the pink and placing it on until I felt like I had enough to where when I blended it, it would still be on my eye. And then next, what I'm going to do after I've placed all of the shades is I'm going to take a clean brush and I'm just going to blend the lid from left to right in windshield wiper motions, just so that it doesn't look so harsh or have harsh lines on the lid. So the next shade that I went to is Perp Smurf, which is a gorgeous color, and I'm using a tight brush and I'm just placing that purple on my lid. I'm trying not to go too high because I don't want it to take out the pink. I still want the pink to show. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to blend those two shades together in that crease area, just so that there's no harsh line essentially. And you blend in windshield wiper motions, and then I continue to blend down so that it all looks like one seamless color. Then I go back and I add more of that purple. If you guys notice that line where my eyelid kind of creases, it's a little darker. That is the purpose. You want your lids to have dimension, and you get dimension by adding more than one color, a lighter color and a darker color. Just make sure that you continue to blend. The next shade that I'm going in with is Squad, and I'm just using a tight brush to apply that right where my lid is. And as you guys can see, I'm just patting that color in, and then I'm going to go in and blend it. You want dimension on your eyes, so you don't want it to be like harsh line after harsh line. You do want it to be like a natural transition from lighter to darker, so that your look just looks really good. And as you see, I'm going back in and adding the pinks and the purples, and then I'm going to blend. So you want to keep blending, keep adding products until you see all of the colors, but they still look blended together. And using windshield wiper motions always works. And just, you know, blend for your life. Blend until your hand falls off, sis, okay? Next, I'm going in with that P. Louise base. I'm going to look up so that when my eyes are open, you can still see where I cut my crease. Take your time with cutting your crease. Do not rush. This is a sped up clip. Then I'm placing on my outer corners Perp Smurf and Squad. Just so that I can have that dimension on the outer corner of my lids. And then I'm going to blend, and I'm going to blend it in towards that crease where I haven't put color yet, so that when I apply my glitter, it's not a harsh line. This is going to help the look come together and look more blended. This is something that I've recently been practicing, so you want to always blend in towards where that primer or that concealer is. Next, I'm going to go in with the Matte Cosmetics glitter, and I'm going to first apply the NYX glitter base just so that the glitter has something to stick to. And I'm using a very, very small brush so that I can control where the glitter is. And as you guys can see, I am just placing the glitter on by packing it onto the lid. Now I'm just going to be taking that small brush that I used to apply the glitter and slowly taking my time, drag it in towards where the Perp Smurf is, and that's going to help just so that it looks blended. It's really difficult to have your glitter look blended, but you always want to just, again, add layers and continue to blend. So I'm adding more of that Perp Smurf right in that line where the glitter is, and then using this small tight brush to blend in between the glitter, the purple, and then that dark shade of Squad. So I'm just taking my time, blending in towards the crease to try and connect everything together so that nothing looks super harsh. Once I feel like everything is coming together, I'm going to take this NYX pink liner, and I'll put the name of it in the description box down below, as well as the names of all of the brushes. You really want to take your time with this. And one thing I will say about the NYX liners is that while the color is gorgeous, I do wish that it didn't crack. Now I'm going to apply my liner and my lashes, and we are done with the eyes. So now that the voiceover is done for the eyeshadow, I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my face. And I think I'll make this a talk through. Comment down below, let me know. Do you guys prefer... I'm applying the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer again because I did have to use a makeup remover wipe in order to get some of the fallout from the glitter off my face. But comment down below and let me know, do you guys prefer voiceovers when it comes to tutorials? Or do you like when like I am talking to you guys kind of live as I'm going through each product as I do the tutorial? Me personally, I feel like when I'm watching tutorials, it's more fun when the person is like talking as they're going, kind of like I'm doing now. But if I'm trying to get to like, always think flyaways. But when I'm trying to learn something specifically, that's when I really do like having a quick voiceover just so that I can get straight to the point of what I need to do. So the first item that I'm going to use for products that I bought in 2018 and haven't tried yet is something that was highly requested from my last video, and that is going to be the Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation. So when I went to Sephora, the two employees were low-key arguing about whether it was matte or not matte, and I was just sitting there like, okay. And at one point as they were arguing, I was like, all right guys, so I'm gonna let y'all continue that conversation, and I calmly walked away because it's just like, I just want to know, do y'all have my shades? Do y'all have the foundation in stock? I didn't even ask them what was the finish. Like, I just asked them about the foundation and they started like arguing about it. But I got the shade in 4.6, so let's go ahead and try it. And something that I feel like you guys know, I've said it in another video, but I'll say it again, is that my neck is much darker. My neck and my face are actually darker than the rest of my body. So I typically try to match myself to my body and not to my neck. So the consistency of this is really, really thick, and 4.6 I think is a great shade match for me. I really like this foundation so far, like just off of the way that it's applying. And I don't know, let me get this hair out the way. I don't know if like the primer that I use, the Silk Canvas, is helping with like the application of it. I can only assume. So maybe what I'll do is I'll try this foundation without the Silk Canvas primer and then like compare it to see if there is a difference. But with the way that it's applying right now, it's just applying really smoothly. I love the color match, and I would definitely say as far as the finish, let's see which Sephora employee was right. But the way I'm looking at it, it looks, oh no, this is matte. She's matte. She is matte, honey. So I'm going in with this Huda Beauty concealer, and I'm actually going to take this brush, kind of like a flat foundation brush, and I'm just going to use this to apply it right underneath my eye and in the other areas of my face that I tend to highlight, so my forehead area. And the reason why I'm going in with this first is because this shade is a little closer to my skin complexion, and I always like to go in with a shade that's closer to my complexion, and then I go right underneath just this area right here in order to highlight or brighten. And for that concealer, I'm actually going to use the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer. I bought this when they first extended their shade ranges, and I remember I did a video, this is way before I started my YouTube, and I did like basically a haul, and this was one of the items. And I just remember when I first got this, I had to twist it up so much for the product to come out. So that's why you see the concealer here, but I never used it. I only applied it to my hand. So once you push it up, the product comes all the way to the forefront, and then you just dot it on. And now I'm gonna go ahead and blend the two together. It blends really nice. The Huda Beauty concealer, it stings a little bit, and I don't know why, but I just noticed that it stings. And I know it's the Huda Beauty concealer because when I first tried it a few days ago, I noted the same thing, which is that it had kind of like a stinging effect. So the next product that I'm using, I already started applying it, is the Kylie Cosmetics concealer. And this one is in the shade Cocoa. So I bought this and I just never used it, and I don't know why, but I figured I might as well go ahead and use it today. And I remember when I first bought it, I was just really hyped at the fact that there was, like to be honest, whenever there's a concealer and there's a shade that I can use to contour, I get really, really, really excited. Just because my first contour product that I fell in love with was a product from Black Up, and it cost $40, and I would literally rebuy the product. It had two sides, and I would rebuy the product even though I only used one side of it, because that was one of the only contour sticks that came in my shade where I could actually see a difference when I tried to contour. But now there's a few, you know, other options, which is great. I'm just gonna take this Morphe Y11 brush and blend my contour. So now that that is done, I'm gonna go ahead and set underneath my eyes. And before I set underneath my eyes, I'm just gonna go back in with that beauty blender and kind of just press in, look up, get underneath where I have a little bit of creasing underneath my eye, and just blend it a little more, just so that before I apply the powder, it's as smooth as it can be. So in order to set underneath my eye, I'm gonna go in with the Huda Beauty setting powder. I bought this product a while back and I just never really tried it. And I did try it for the first time a few days ago in a video that I put up on my Instagram. And I really liked it. What I will say is that it has a very, very, very strong scent. And at first that made me really, really nervous, but it didn't break me out. I did try it first just to make sure it wouldn't break me out, and it didn't. So if you have sensitive skin, I don't think that you're gonna have a negative reaction to this, but just know that it has a really, really strong scent. And as you guys can see, it's literally just melting into my skin. I have the shade Coffee Cake. I feel like I could go lighter, but me personally, I don't really like, I'd rather like highlight my under eye area with something that's closer to my complexion so that I can guarantee I won't get flashback. I feel like if I use something that's like a banana powder or something that's too light, that's definitely gonna give me flashback. So I'd rather use something that is close to my complexion. And I sometimes bake, but for the most part, I try to press in my powders until they melt into the skin. But it just depends on my mood, to be completely honest. For New Year's Eve kind of thing, I would definitely advise that you let it sit underneath your eyes for a little bit, just so that you can maximize the long wear of your foundation. I don't know how I feel about this like sifter thing. I feel like, I don't know if you're supposed to press it like this to get it to come out, or if you're supposed to push it out, but y'all hear all the noises of me struggling to get the product out. And I'm literally just setting everywhere that I applied my highlighter. And as you guys can see, it is melting in. Something I do sometimes is cut my cheekbones. Again, it just depends on how I'm feeling. For a New Year's Eve beat, you want to pull out all of the stops. So we're cutting the cheeks, we're baking, we're doing it all. And this is like my version of baking. I don't go crazy with the powder. I just put just enough where I know that it's settling in and it's going to stay and allow my makeup to last longer. Once I have already gone in and applied my contour and set my under eye, the next thing that I do is I set my contour. So to set my contour, the new product that I'm trying is this Morphe Brushes Single Shadow in the shade Trouble. This was something that I saw Nima recommend, so I did want to go ahead and try it. So far, the only contour product, or one of the best contour products that I've ever tried, is the BH Cosmetics, and it's my Raine collaboration that they did, and it is in the shade Brownie Bite. That is like my go-to contour powder. Like, it is amazing, but also I don't want to have to rebuy the palette just for that one shade. So I'm trying to find other products that I like just as much. So I'm just gonna go ahead and set wherever I did apply my contour, my cream contour, or my liquid concealer actually. You're gonna soften your cheekbones. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and just set my entire face. When it comes to setting my face powder that I use is the same powder that I've been using all year round. It doesn't change, and that's just gonna be the Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade Dark 40 or Deep 40, Dark 40. So that is not a new product. When it comes to face powders, I am very, very wary of the simple fact that your face powder can ruin everything. You can have a good base, your highlight can be popping, your contour is contoured, but you apply that loose powder on your face or pressed powder on your face and you will look casket ready, okay? So I just stick to what I know, and that is this Maybelline powder. It is a red tone powder, so if you are someone that has a red undertone, this would be great for you. If you are someone that is more of a yellow undertone, you can try the Deep 40, the Deep 35, which has more, it's lighter, it's more of a yellow undertone, but this one works amazing for me. Alright, so once you have applied all of your powders, you've essentially highlighted, you've contoured, you've set everything, you set your entire face, your face is going to look a little powdery. So y'all know I'm scared to try this product, so let's cross our fingers, do a silent prayer for me real quick. I'm going to try the Morphe Brushes Continuous Setting Mist, as I told you guys in my haul. This is going to be my first time trying this. I've been really nervous, so let's see how it goes. Ooh, this has a smell. Oh, I said that in my haul. So for that spray, I like it. She's cute. I feel like for me personally, I'm the type of person when I apply setting spray, I like my face to be drenched. So this definitely doesn't give the drench effect, but I can say that the powders do look melted down. Let me look again in my mirror because I want to make sure. Yeah, the powders look pretty melted. Like, I don't see too much of a difference. So the setting spray, she's good. She's cute. So the next product that I have that I bought and never tried is the MAC and Patrick Star collection, and this is his blush in Take Me Home. So for this blush, it came with his eyeshadow collection that he launched, and I remember looking at this and thinking that it was too light, but the MAC employee, she's good. She convinced me that it was going to be fine, so we'll see. And if I don't like the way that the blush comes out, if it's not pigmented enough, what I'm just going to do is use one that I'm used to using, which is the Juvias blush. So I'm just going to take this shade right here, the one at the bottom. It's more of a pale pink, and to be honest, I genuinely feel like this is not going to show up, but let's be positive. Y'all see that? Let me do the whole thing together. Maybe it'll come up more. No. Nope, we're not doing that. Nope, I do not want to ashy face after I just got all of my pigment in. So I'm just going to go in with what I know, the Juvias Place Volume 1 blush. And I'm going to go in with this hot pink since, you know, this look features a hot pink eye. So something that I'm doing right now, because I feel like it's not coming up as pigmented as it has before, is I'm just scratching off the top surface, just because sometimes with certain powder products, if you get setting spray on it or if you get something in particular on it, what happens is that there's a layer that forms over it and you have to get rid of that layer in order for the pigment to come back. And that's something that I've tried in the past and it works, especially with my matte contour powders that I use in Film Noir. There's sometimes a layer over and you have to scratch through that layer in order to get that old layer off and get to the pigment part. So we're gonna see if there's a difference on the way this is applied, because even though it's not applying super pigmented and I like that, I know that this can give me more of a punch. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna dump this excess off really quickly. So I'm just gonna go back in with the powder and then see if there's a difference. Yeah, there's a little bit of a difference. It's coming up more pigmented, you guys can see that. And I'm gonna blend it out. I like to apply a good layer first, and then when I'm blending, I just blend it away. Or not blend it away, but I blend it into my skin more. Okay, I did go a little ham. I'm just gonna smile and blend it going upwards. So to highlight, I'm going to go ahead and use this Huda Beauty 3D highlighter palette. I bought it when she came out with the one that is for deeper complexions, and I just never tried it. I don't know why. Oh my god, it's broken. What the heck? All right, whatever. The show must go on. So I'm going to take my Morphe M501 brush, and I'm going to go in with this shade. Can I even show you guys? No, because it's going to die. This is the shade Aruba. It is very deep. I'm excited. So when it comes to me for makeup, I like to layer. And when I say layer, I don't mean like cake face layer. I just mean like I blend things on, blend things off until it all appears seamless to me. And that's just the way I like to do things, because I don't like when people can look at my face and say, oh, this is where she applied this, this is where she applied that. I kind of want it to all look like one, so where people are like, oh my gosh, how did she do that? Tell them to watch my YouTube channel to find out. And this is the Fenty Beauty lipstick in the shade Candy Venom. Alright, so I did go ahead and keep the pink lip just because I feel like with the fit and the earrings and the hair and the background, it's just all a vibe. Let me know if you agree or disagree. I am open to all of your opinions. I feel like it's just enough for the pop, especially if you're going out for tonight for New Year's. So I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial and this full face of first impressions. To be quite honest, I liked everything that I tried. I feel like the thing that I liked the most was probably this foundation. Like, this Beauty Blender foundation, if they have come out with your shade from the extensions, I definitely suggest that you go ahead and try it out in stores. And the colored Raine eyeshadow palettes were super pigmented. They blended like a dream. And if you are not new here, or even if you are new here, I just want you to know that I am not a pro. I am not a beauty guru. I just love makeup, and I love playing around with makeup, and whatever I learn, I'm willing to teach. And I feel like eyeshadow is one of those things that I am still trying to perfect. I'm still trying to make sure that I know how to blend and I get the colors to go together. And this palette just made it so easy to blend in all of the colors. If there's anything that I would have to say that I like the least, it would be the Huda Beauty palette, only because it's a little dry, but at the same time the color was gorgeous. So I feel like you kind of just have to know how to work the item. And then the Morphe setting spray, even though I was scared to try it, y'all, it did end up working out really well. I do like it a lot. I feel like it gave my face just a natural glow without being too much. So overall, I really enjoyed everything that I tried. Thank God I didn't waste my coin for nothing. Make sure you go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. We are almost at 700 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. And to everyone that recently joined the family, welcome. I can't wait to be with you guys in 2019. We about to slay together. We about to grow together, okay? So, until next time, I love you all so much. Happy New Year. Bye.